The biggest reason why I close $6,000 deals every single day is because I record all my sales calls, watch them, and take notes on what I need to improve on. And I iterate over and over and over, seeing all my failures, all my mistakes, as well as I see what's worked so I can replicate it for the next call. And so looking over all my calls is why so many people on Instagram and TikTok have called me smooth and natural. Not because I actually am, but because I watched the film. And so today, we're gonna be watching my toughest sales call I've ever taken. We're not gonna watch the full thing because that would take hours. The call is literally 2 hours and 15 minutes long, but I will be going over my objection handles, which I think will be applicable for every single person watching this video right now. So let's get into it. Let me pull out my phone and let's get started.
Only $9.97 now, and then 5 weekly payments of $9.97.
So I had to edit it out for time's sake, but always stay silent after you say the price. So I said $9.97 now and 5 weekly payments of $9.97. Like I didn't say anything until the prospect responded, because if you say anything, then you're gonna seem needy, you're gonna seem defensive, and you lost the sale right there. It's like the classic Wolf of Wall Street quote, whoever speaks first loses. We ain't losing out here, baby. So let's keep going.
Transparency, I have it. I would be able to pay you and pay it up. The only thing I have to ask my partner, but she's just the person who I talk to in these decisions and just kind of want to get like her insight. She'll probably say like it's something you should do and something you should go for. I just kind of want to hear her side and run it by her and not let impulse.
Okay, boom. So he said he has to talk to his girlfriend. And so do I 100% believe that? No, because most partner objections has nothing to do about the partner, but everything to do about the prospect. Usually the prospect is uncertain, and it's kind of like a smoke screen where it's like an alibi or an excuse to get out of the call and not fully confront conflict on why he's uncertain about the offer. So I want to dig deeper into that.
So it kind of sounds like you want like a second opinion, is that right?
Okay, so do you see what I did there? So instead of disagreeing right away, I was like, okay, sounds like you want a second opinion, is that right? So I want to agree with him first, and so once we're on the same page, he's gonna let his guard down and listen to what I have to say.
Second opinion, just to confirm what I already have, even though I know she's gonna tell me, yeah, it's just nice to hear it, but also maybe something she could bring up that I might need to think about that I didn't even consider.
You said in like your application, you didn't really need like anyone else who like needed the information to like make it.
So then, once we agreed, then I want to bring up past commitments. One of the strongest influencers in the human brain is consistency. Humans are naturally programmed to stay consistent. And so one of the best ways to go against this is by bringing up past answers. If they told me one thing earlier before the call or before the price, then I want to bring that up right away and see what's the difference between before and now. And that tends to help isolate the objection and see what's wrong.
My application, I was like, yeah, did anybody have to be on the call to make a decision? She's not paying, I am. Yeah, the money's not coming out of her pocket. I guess shit, I'm be honest, if I'm gonna be working with you, it's one of those things that it makes me feel comfortable. There's been a lot of change in my life mentally that I've been overcoming and have a battle with, dealing with things like, therapy and stuff like that. Talking to my girlfriend is one of my support systems when I make big decisions. It just kind of calms my anxiety down, and talking to her is one of those things that has been an outlet for me in my life that has kind of helped me grow as a person.
Okay, I appreciate you sharing that.
Okay, so we said the girlfriend's not paying for anything, but it is a comfort thing for him. So that is a very intimate piece of information. So we always want to appreciate and thank the prospect for sharing anything super deep. So of course, I said I appreciate you sharing that with me. Now let's see what else I say.
Obviously, happy girlfriend, happy life, am I right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Again, agree first. So happy girlfriend, happy life, right? So again, we're on the same page, and I'll be able to listen to more of what I'm about to say.
But like, what would happen if she told you no, though?
Damn, I don't know. I would expect her to say it. If she says no, I'd probably ask her why. I would make her convince me why it would be a bad idea. I would see if my pros outweigh her cons.
Okay, gotcha. Wow.
So then, I got this from Alex Hormozy. You just want to say, what happens if your partner says no? Then, see what I say right here.
Why do you think she would be opposed to this?
I think the same reasons that I would be. If you pay the money, you've done this before. What makes it different now? Would you be able to focus on it? Would it be too much on your plate to pick this up? She'd probably ask me with my funds, do I have enough saved? Because she was with me when I did the training last time, so she knows what place that put me in, mentally, physically, and financially. So I think that would be something that she would raise a concern with me.
Gotcha.
So I said, why do you think she would be opposed to this? And so every reason the prospect says why he thinks his partner would be opposed to it is actually his reasons why he's concerned with the offer. So they're using the partner as a smokescreen, but in reality, I want you to hear this prospect as if these are his concerns, and we want to handle all those concerns so he can move forward with the offer. So as you're going to see, I'm going to handle all the concerns he just said.
Let's go over those real quick so you're prepared to be able to handle those like when you talk to your wife. So number one.
And of course, by the way, I'm not going to bring up that that's his objections. I'm going to go along with it and say, I want you to be prepared to talk to your wife. So that way there's more compliance when I handle these objections.
You You said, what makes this different from the last time? But you also told me the last time that you never really had that right mentor who was blowing up and was going viral, and never really had that right mentor that got you every step of the way. Is this really the same thing as last time though?
Right. No, I know. Yeah, it's not.
So again, more consistency bias right here. So he said he tried it before and it didn't work. And I had to bring up his own words. He told me earlier in the call that he said the reason he didn't succeed was because he didn't have help. He didn't have a mentor. He didn't have guidance. And so, of course, I brought that up. And also, by the way, when handling objections, we never want to use statements. Instead, we always want to ask questions. So notice how I said, do you really think it's going to be the exact same thing? So I put the question back on him. So instead of me making a statement, I let him conclude on his own the right answers through questions.
Mentor that makes it different, and I outlined in a plan. It's not just me doing it.
Yeah, this isn't you trying to figure out online training by yourself and copying other people. This is you getting guided every step of the way. Does that make sense?
Right.
Number two, you were talking about you have like a lot of stuff on your plate, and this really only takes about like 1 to 2 hours a day. Like, could you swim that?
Are you dead ass?
Yeah.
So boom, one of the keys to an irresistible offer is not only just the result you're getting them, but how much time and energy does it take? So for my offer, it only takes about 1 to 2 hours a day for my clients. So it's a lot more enticing and gets rid of the I'm too busy objection.
Yeah, only 1 to 2 hours a day to hit that 12 to 15K a month. Is that something you could swing in the first place?
That would be manageable.
Okay, so you said it's manageable. And then finally, you said what happens like if you don't have enough funds. But you said you could swing about 2 to 3 payments. Is that right?
Yeah.
So like I guarantee to you, let's say for whatever reason you get too busy, or life gets in the way, or you go on a vacation, or you have to take care of your daughter, whatever it is, and you can't implement to the fullest, and you don't get the results you're looking for those first like 2 to 3 weeks. Like I guarantee to you is like we'll continue coaching you until you are able to afford the rest of those weekly payments and hit that 12 to 15K a month you're looking for. That way we actually deliver what we promise to make sure you reach those results you're looking for. And that way there is no risk. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
And then boom, one of the best ways to overcome uncertainty, it just gives such a crazy no-brainer offer that it's almost impossible to say no to. So for my offers, we'll continue working with you until you are able to afford the rest of the weekly payments and be able to hit their income goals that they're looking for. So for him, it was at 12 to 15K a month. So we'll keep working with this guy until he does reach those 12 to 15K months he's looking for. And so what does that do? It makes it feel almost stupid to say no to.
I hate acting on impulse. But the biggest thing for me, or like paying for things out of impulse, super frugal.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, that's like your behavior is like being super frugal. Like the thing is, the old behavior is what got you here, right?
Ooh, fuck, that's a good one.
And if you want to reach those goals and reach those new territories you've never been before, we're probably going to have to do new behavior we've never done before either. Is that right?
Yeah, write it down. Damn.
So that was the hardest objection I used to face when I was starting out closing clients, is they would always tell me like, I'm not that type of person. Like I'm super frugal. I like to look over my numbers. Like I just can't do it because that's not how I roll. And so the best objection that I've ever found to handle this, and I never struggle with this anymore, is old versus new. So this behavior of being super frugal, of always looking over your numbers, like that's what got you here, right? So that's his old behavior. Then we want to compare it to the new behavior. So if you want to go to new territory and reach new goals that we've never reached before, we're gonna have to do new behavior that we've never done before either. Is that right? And then boom, we got them right there. So now they can't use, I'm not that type of person, I'm super frugal, I have to look over the numbers, because that's not the type of behavior we need to reach your new goals that you're looking for.
Damn, bro, your freaking your business call is amazing. All right. Yeah, you laughing. I'm like, your business call.
Okay, so I know I laughed there, but do not laugh on your sales calls. Like you want to be as professional and dead silent as possible when the prospect is talking. This guy was kind of funny, so I'm not gonna lie, I had to laugh at that one. But normally, don't laugh. Stay as silent as possible.
I don't know. My dedication on this is have to be an all-time high, and that's what's holding me back, because I think part of me doesn't believe in myself. Because if I believe in myself, I would give you the money that I have without a shadow of a doubt.
You said the big thing was that the self-doubt is still kind of like lingering. Is that right?
Yeah, the self-doubt. No, I'm believing in myself.
So right there, I just clarified his objection. And again, we want to agree with what he's saying. So I said, self-doubt is the biggest thing, right? And he says, right.
Believing in myself, fuck it. Save money, go all in. Damn, yeah. I'm on that like fuck it mode. No, what I was saying was, Renzo, I was gonna try to just ask my girlfriend and see if I can get back to you before tonight.
Okay, cool. So you still had to talk to your wife. Or not your wife, your girlfriend, but just so I could best prepare you for anything else like she might throw at you. Is there anything else like you think she'd be like opposed to about this? Like besides obviously having like enough money and also, yeah, like a lot on your plate. We already went over that. And then finally, how is this different from everything else? We already went over all three. Is there anything else like you think she would be opposed to?
Okay, so a lot of people would give up in that scenario, but I have been on this call for at least like an hour 30, hour 40 by this point. And this was my last sales call for the day. So I was not leaving this sales call unless I close it. So I dug even deeper. I was like, okay, so you still have to talk to your girlfriend. Like what else do you think your girlfriend would be opposed to? We already went over reason 1. We already went over reason 2. We went over reason 3. Like what else is there? Let me know so I could help you prepare.
I think I just have to do it, commit to it, and then go all in, and then change my life from there. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure of myself, and the only way to be sure of myself is to pay. Like I said, one of the biggest things when I was training in person, to have a person pay me money would make sure that they would come. The people that pay $50 a week, they never come train. But the people that pay $125 per session, they show up every time.
100%.
So notice when I said, like, what else do you think your girlfriend would be opposed to? Now he's bringing up, like, his real concern is that he needs to believe in himself. Like, this is scary. This is super nerve-wracking. And so we want to handle that.
Think about like the first time you kissed a girl. Like you were probably like super nervous. You probably had a lot of self-doubt, right?
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie, Renzo. I was a player, my boy.
Okay, you were a player.
Now I'm like, I was nervous. Yeah, I get you though.
And what's your favorite sport?
Football. I'm actually an ex-collegiate athlete. Played football in college for Arkansas.
Okay, you played football in college for Arkansas. So your first Arkansas game, you were probably like a little nervous, right?
Oh, 100%, bro. I remember the first football game I was nervous. First practice. I get nervous before the first snap all the time. The nerves are crazy before every event. And then after that, it just slows down. Find comfort in the chaos.
So like think about like your last play of your last game. You weren't nervous at all, right? Because like you already done it over and over and over, right?
Already done it over and over.
So like why would this be any different?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I just have to do it. I just have to trust you.
So right there, I used a metaphor. And that's one of the other best ways to handle objection. Is instead of telling your prospect the answer, which is it's supposed to be scary the first time, I use a metaphor. It's the first time you kissed a girl, or first time you played a sports game. It's probably super scary. After you played your first game, it wasn't scary anymore, right? So why would this be any different? So again, metaphors and questions are your best friends when shifting your prospect's minds so that they agree with your frame instead of staying with their limited beliefs.
I have to trust myself and then trust that you will lead me, that the team will lead me, Renzo. Yeah, I say fuck it.
Of course. So shall we do this?
Yeah, for sure.
And so if someone says like, all right, I'm doing this, or as in his case, fuck it, I still want the prospect to say yes at least one more time. The reason being is, again, consistency bias. If they say yes twice, they're more likely to go through with the payment link and not hang up. One of the worst feelings in the world is when you send a payment link or you send an invoice to a prospect and then they hang up, they ghost you, and they don't go through with it, even if they said yes the first time. So always try to get at least 2 yeses or more before you send an invoice or payment link.
Sure. I trust myself and then trusted you guys with everything I have.
And as you see, the guy paid me $997 and he ended up finishing his payment plan. So he paid me a full $6K for 6 weeks. So as you can see, I handled every objection, no problem, without being super pushy, without being super salesy, simply just agreeing and asking questions or using metaphors to break down all his limiting beliefs. And notice how I never bought into any of his shallow, surface level excuses. I always dug deeper into what is the real concern. And it's almost always an internal limiting belief why they feel they can't do it. And so we always want to dig deeper into the internal beliefs. And so that's how we're going to break the barriers and turn that no or maybe into a yes. And so obviously this was all objection handles, which is the last 20% of the sales calls, but there's still 80% of the sales call I didn't go in this video. So your next step is learning the sales call framework, because most of the time people struggle not with objection handles. The real problem is the way they either ask their prospect questions in the beginning of the call or the way they pitch their offer. And if you do it right, most of the time you're not going to have objections. Obviously I've had a lot of objections with this guy for this video, but most of the time I usually just get an objectionless close, where it's kind of like an order take, where I just walk them through the framework and boom, they're closed. I send the invoice and collect payments just like that. So to learn the sales call framework, your next step is watching this video right here, where I break down my exact sales call framework I use to close $6,000 deals every single day. So again, watch this video right here, get a pen and paper out, and get ready for the sauce.